guys, welcome back to Fly By Night Reviews Hot Takes. I'm your host, Kiren.
And Dom.
Today, me and Dom are going to discuss physical media and streaming services. How are you doing, Dom?
I'm good. Nice little quiet night.
Yeah, it's starting to get cold. I got my robe on. No shame right now. I got some coffee too. Caffeinated,
Well,
believe it or not. So, hold on. I'll take a little swig. We kind of recently, I believe it was, I was on TikTok the other day, and someone said that they removed the Watchmen HBO series off of Max, just like
okay.
out of the blue. Um, and I actually kind of looked into it more. And I guess someone in the comments said, "Oh, there must have been a glitch because it's back on HBO Max." Um, so I was thinking maybe they made a mistake or whatever. But yeah, I just kind of like sort of gave me the idea to do this, like, talk with you about it. And I don't know, it just seems kind of like ever since Warner Brothers or HBO Max kind of got, was it David Zaslav, like took
Oh
over?
yes,
Um,
when they merged Discovery and HBO
yeah,
and
or
all that.
Discovery Warner or something like that. Things started getting kind of weird. Like, he obviously, Batgirl was in production, it was like pretty much done, and then they pretty much like deleted it. I mean, they kind of
Yeah,
canceled it. And
off into the vault.
yeah, and it kind of got a conversation going with I think Willow even got like deleted off of Disney Plus
Yes,
too.
there's no way to watch the Willow show. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but still, it it kind of sucks for the people who are involved with it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of work goes into those shows and movies, and but it just kind
Mm-hmm.
of opened up the question, like, are streaming services like, I mean, we're paying monthly, and we're expecting to have these shows and movies on so we can like go back to them and watch them, but if
Yeah,
they have the ability to just to remove them completely, it's almost like, what does that say about the future of, like, are they kind of,
the content. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
The streaming service is one thing. The thing that I'm kind of like that's really kind of worrying for me is like the whole thing with PlayStation where they're just removing stuff that people have actually paid for. The streaming services, it's like you're not really paying for one particular thing, but it's nice to have those there. Um, but yeah, it's kind of it's a slippery slope.
Yeah. Actually, I had that on my notes too. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, because like, I was telling you, it's just like, okay, you buy something. Like, I've bought stuff off iTunes, off of,
Right.
and after a while, like, there's so much
It's
content that,
easy.
yeah, it's easy, but there's also, you almost forget that you have certain things that
Yeah.
you've bought, because just, you buy it for, like, Oscar, my kid, like, he wanted to watch a movie, so I bought it, and then
Hmm.
once it's gone, it's like, okay, did I really watch it that much? Did I get my $20 use out of it? But then if you were to have a physical copy of it, you'd always have that copy to kind of watch.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I think that's kind of BS. Like, and I don't think it's PlayStation's fault. I think it's more of a Warner Discovery
It
thing.
yeah, it's kind of like their agreement, licensing agreement or something.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it also has to do with the recent writer actor strike,
Yeah.
because now that there's certain rules with like, stream, you get a certain amount of money per stream. So if you have some big name actors and actresses like in shows, and they're like expecting to get paid out, these companies can literally just delete or take the shows off of the service,
Yeah.
and thus eliminating them having to pay out these actors and actresses and filmmakers or whatever, which is another, like, kind of like, okay, like, so, like, is this going to be like the future? Like, so I already know Best Buy and Target are like very limited in their DVDs and Blu-rays. Like, And I think Best Buy is getting rid of it completely by like next year or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always been. I have to have the physical media. I mean, I sometimes it's like I don't mind getting the digital, but it's better to have that physical copy. Like the Spider-Man movies, I have those on Blu-ray. Some of the other stuff I've seen, I don't care if I have them or not. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, even with music, I'm kind of like, obviously, I'm not like, don't have a lot of spending cash at the
right.
moment. So, I do buy the odd album from a band I really like, just to have
Right.
the actual CD or the record,
Oh yeah.
and I like that physical stuff. But sometimes with movies and stuff like that, it's like, when you're watching, you're sitting down on your couch, it's like, oh, it's easier just to go on the streaming service. Oh, I can just find the movie and I can watch it,
Yeah.
instead
It
of,
can be.
yeah. But yeah, there's a certain like, you know ritualistic thing. You get your movie out and you put it in your player and you watch it. But I don't know, like I'm kind of like torn because the convenience, but also I don't want it to like be gone forever, because like what's happening right now, it's just like you don't know if they're just going to remove the stuff.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. It's like, what if I want to see this later? What if I want to show somebody this later and it's gone?
yeah, totally. And there are some shows that, um, like you literally like they're basically they're made for streaming.
Right.
They weren't like on something else. So it's like once they're gone, it's like it's literally gone unless they release it on Blu-ray or whatever. And chances are,
Or
if the
decide if they're going to bring it back to the streaming service.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a weird time to kind of to to be alive in, where it's like a company can just kind of do like Fahrenheit 451 and just like destroy
Yeah.
your media or whatever. And I know Christopher Nolan was kind of like, even he was saying like, yeah, like make sure you collect, buy a Blu-ray, or just because you don't know if they're going to be available anymore, and but who knows, like I don't know if like,
Yeah, I've been starting to like scope out more physical copies than I normally would. Hell, I was even looking for like the 1940s Superman cartoons, the Max Fleischer,
oh yeah, yeah,
just because it's so hard to find those, and those actually animation wise hold up pretty well.
yeah, totally. But yeah, what do you guys think of this whole like streaming, like, physical media? Are you guys a fan of physical media? Um, and also, me and Dom wanted to thank each and every one of you. We've passed 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Hey,
We're actually currently at 104, so we went above and beyond 100. But we will be releasing another video, kind of talking about what we're going to do to celebrate. That should be up shortly. But anyway, it was great chatting with you, and we will catch you next time.
Peace.